This is the Ghoul's Guide to Santa Barbara. Blanche, you aren't ever going to sell this house, and you aren't ever going to leave it either.
Is it the thing with oh my god, my stupid brain. With like Marlon Brando?
No.
Okay.
I never know those stupid quotes. Can you give us a hint?
Streetcar Named Desire? Is that what I'm trying to think of? I don't know.
Similar time period is 1962.
Hmm.
It's a horror movie.
Blanche. I don't know.
So that is from the
Haunting
movie
of Hill House? No.
Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
I was going to guess
okay.
that, but I don't know why.
Oh no, I'm thinking Stella, right?
Yeah, Stella,
That's
not
okay.
Blanche.
Not Blanche.
So that was my movie quote. But here's the thing. I don't think I've ever actually watched that movie.
That's all right.
The reason I chose it is because I have been watching Feud, Betty versus Jane, which is the Ryan Murphy.
Oh.
What is it? Serial, whatever, like his
like
current,
anthology.
Yeah, the current well, it's not the current anthology because the one that just came out is the Capote one.
Oh,
and I wanted to watch that, but I wanted to watch Betty versus Joan first.
Why have I not like heard of any of these? I'm in the media hole. I don't know what's happening in the world.
Yeah, I do like a Ryan Murphy joint. So yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, so this one's really good. So it's Jessica Lange plays Joan Crawford.
I love her.
And Susan Sarandon plays Betty Davis.
I have complicated feelings about her.
It's really good though. But I learned a new term in it, and it is hagsploitation.
Okay.
Which is apparently like the thing where they were taking these like aged actresses and then putting them in these like roles.
They were probably like our age at the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like just giving them these exploitative roles because they were kind of at this point where they felt like they had to do anything.
Yeah.
Like it really delves into that.
Interesting.
Like, as these women were getting older and trying to cling to their careers.
That is interesting. Yeah, I never heard of that.
The studios manipulated them, and that their whole feud was mostly
it's like manufactured
and based on like fear for their losing their careers and their relevance. And
I feel a whole lot better about that term if it didn't involve hag.
Yeah, no, it's terrible because it was like definitely created by men.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a new term? Like, is that?
No, they use it in the series, and I had never heard of it. And then when I was pulling up that movie, it was described that way.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's terrible.
Oh, I'm the Time Lord.
Yeah,
that was a great movie quote, Jennifer. And this is the Ghoul's Guide to Santa Barbara. I'm Summers.
I'm Jen.
I'm Liz.
And today, Liz is our storyteller, and she is going to tell us about an exorcism at the fire station.
That's right.
I've never heard of this. I'm intrigued.
Okay, so I came across mention of this event whilst researching an earlier episode. And I just like kind of copied the text of this article and like tucked it away, and I was like, oh, I got to come back to this. And so I initially saw it in an old issue of Santa Barbara magazine. And anyway, so this story takes place at the city of Santa Barbara's fire department fire station number 4.
Which one is that?
One's that?
That's literally the rest of this sentence.
Okay.
It was more like trying to like see if I could come up with it in my head.
Nice.
Obviously, you were going to tell us.
So it is at 19 North Ontario Road. So that's in San Roque, just like right off State Street. I guess is that uptown? I don't know. So it's this cute little building. It looks kind of like a little house with a red tile roof, but then there's like 3 giant garage bays for the fire engines. So the issue of Santa Barbara Magazine was published in 1987, and I could not figure out who wrote that article, but that article had read about the story in an article. No, that author had read about the story in an article in the Santa Barbara News Press, our former paper. When I started looking back into the story for this episode, and like I had kind of Googled it initially and didn't really find anything, but then like upon revisiting it, the Santa Barbara Firefighters Association had just shared photos of the News Press article on their Facebook page in January. So like just a few weeks ago.
What an interesting thing for them to share.
I know, right?
So random. So the story was published on Halloween 1986, and the story was written by a woman named Helen Benson.
Okay.
And the article told the story of a ghost encountered in station number 4, not long after it was opened in September 1985.
Okay.
So
I don't know why I'm needing to like. Okay.
Okay. So one night in October of 1985, of course, October, 'tis the season. At 2 or 3 in the morning, a firefighter named Joe Appleton was sleeping upstairs at the fire station alone. In the article, he says, "I woke up and there was somebody staring at me over the bed. I sat bolt upright, and whatever it was kept the same distance away. Then it went into fast fade and disappeared."
So can we, can I just real quick, Dan Aykroyd this with that scene from Ghostbusters is how I'm imagining this?
Yeah,
maybe?
right? Related.
Okay.
In that News Press article, there's a photo of one of the firefighters in this story, and somebody had given him like the little Ghostbusters emblem, and so it's like stuck up above his bed in the firehouse. So,
amazing.
So okay, so Appleton figures that this was a dream, and he doesn't tell anybody about it. But then the next night, another firefighter, Chris Benton, had a similar experience. So he fell asleep listening to a relaxation tape on his Walkman, I'm sure. And then I wrote, "Kids, ask your parents what a cassette tape is."
They were great.
And so he says in this article, "In the middle of the night sometime, pitch dark out, I woke up. I just had this feeling, and I opened my eyes, and there was some big person leaning over me with bushy hair."
Oh my gosh.
So, but then of course there's nobody there. So
Our pants just came off.
So, oh man. All right. So Benton continues telling his story, and he says he wasn't sure whether he was awake or not, but he froze and the person disappeared. So the next morning he is talking to Appleton, the other guy, and he says something about the relaxation tape making him have a bad dream. And then they figure out that they've like both had these weird experiences in the fire station.
Okay.
So these two decide that they're not going to mention this to anybody else because they knew they'd like never hear the end of it. But then in November, Appleton had another experience. So he says that after returning from a call, like he came into the station, I guess to like open the garage so the fire engine could come in. And he like looked up the stairs and he saw what he thought was another firefighter sitting in a chair at the top of the stairs, like looking down at him. And he thought it was a firefighter named Paul. So he says hello, but then he went up there and there's nobody there. Okay. So then Appleton and Benton start like asking around, like I think without trying to like reveal.
Did your pants come off?
To reveal what happened, but they're just like asking, the other firefighters if anything like weird has happened.
Okay.
And so a couple of them said that they had felt like someone was with them when they were alone upstairs at the fire station. So next in this story, you're gonna love this. Okay. That next weekend, Benton goes to Las Positas Park, which maybe is Ealing's.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure, but I was like, I mean, that's the big park on Las Positas. So Benton goes to the park to go to a psychic fair.
Oh my god.
Oh, what?
At the park. Yeah.
Cool.
And I was like,
that park is supposed to be haunted.
oh, is it really Ealing's? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's probably why they had the psychic fair there,
Maybe
but
that's why it's haunted. Maybe they conjured something. But like when I was doing this, I like, this is 1985 and wasn't like the mid 80s, the height of satanic panic.
Oh yeah.
So I was,
for sure.
so I was just curious, like, was this just like accepted, or was there any like community concern about this event? I don't know. I just thought it was kind of interesting.
Okay.
Timing.
What was that movie? The Entity, is it? Where the woman has relations with a ghost, and then there's that scene in Ghostbusters. So it was like a thing, right? Like a cultural thing. I'm just assuming that these men had
dreams, special dreams.
I was gonna say that they had some quality time with this ghost. Was that part of it, or did I just no?
That not in the News Press article, not in the Santa Barbara Magazine article, but I don't know.
All right.
So like related, when I was a kid, like my grandma on my dad's side, and like that whole side of the family was just like the weird kind of wild family. And my grandma, like I must have told my grandma told me that she was a witch.
Oh, good. Okay.
And I must have like mentioned it to a friend or something, because I remember my mom telling me not to say stuff like that to people.
Yeah.
And like only very recently did I think like, oh, it was probably during satanic panic. Like, and, they didn't want to like, anyway, it was just funny.
I had, by the way, very similar experiences of my mother being like, could you not tell people everything I say at home?
No.
And like she expected me to be able to filter things out, like don't talk about this thing. And it's like, lady,
I'm like 6.
I know. Anyway, I'm sorry that you weren't allowed to talk
to my
talk about
grandma being
your
a witch.
Witch grandma. Cool.
Yeah.
Was she a witch?
I mean, probably not.
Let's say she was.
Sure. Maybe.
Okay. Anyway, back at the psychic fair.
Oh yeah.
Las Positas Park.
What is a psychic fair?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is it like, one of just our festivals? Is it like one of the...
I don't know.
Is it still happening? Can we go?
Better than Fiesta. Can we bring it back?
Let's do it.
I don't
Let's
know
have
if
a
it's better than Fiesta.
I don't know either.
What if it's just a regular fair, but only psychic people go? And they don't market it at all. They just have to know. Oh, that was funny to me.
I enjoyed it. My brain was trying to think of something like...
No, it's okay.
Trying to formulate a crack about people not going because they knew it was going to be a bust.
That's good.
Anyway.
All right, continue.
So
Psychic fair.
at the psychic fair, Benton met a psychic counselor named April Stout, and April and her friend Elia Sun came to the station on November 26th to check it out.
Okay.
And so apparently they both kind of like separately went and investigated the station, and then they get back together to like talk about what they felt or whatever. And they both agreed, quote, there was a main spirit at the fire station, a very strong and powerful spirit, and he was drawing other spirits from all over. Ms. Sun said he was drawing spirits from everywhere, and they were all converging on this focal point because the main spirit felt that this was the light.
Is this Gozer?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know.
This sounds like
Interesting.
the plot of Ghostbusters.
Right?
Okay. So this article also...
So they converted the fire station to a...
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So the article also mentions that Station 4 had previously been located on De La Vina Street, and I tried to figure out where, but I couldn't. And that one had been there since 1929.
Okay.
And Appleton said that the old firehouse oozed energy.
Ooh,
I don't know.
oozed.
Yeah. Until they moved to the new station. So they wondered, like, had the ghost been with them at the old station and followed them to the new one?
How does that work? Can ghosts do that?
I don't know.
I don't think they should be allowed.
Depends on your theory
Yeah,
of haunting, I guess.
Yeah, we've questioned this. Like,
Yeah.
do they get to choose where they go? Do they follow people, or are they tied to the
Or
place?
that just,
Yeah. Well,
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
so now we get to our exorcism, which I'm sorry to let you down. Really only consisted of cleansing the station by burning sage and sprinkling holy water around.
Well,
And and also crushing volcanic rock and like scattering it around,
interesting.
which I have never heard of as being a thing for dealing with ghosts.
They're just throwing anything at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
I guess so, but but then I like looked at, well, what's so special about volcanic rock? And it's supposed to be good for cleansing negative thoughts and emotions. Unless you steal it from Hawaii, because then you'll subject yourself to Pele's curse and have bad luck.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I wonder if that is like comes from Hawaiian cultural lore.
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, but I guess Pele's curse was like made up by a park ranger to keep people from
Smart.
taking
Rough,
stuff.
yeah.
It's
Super
like
smart.
it's like Bodhi, like you're gonna be haunted if you take anything from the ghost town.
Good. Oh my goodness. I mean, okay. If you consider how many exorcisms happen a year, which who knows, but like they're not all going to be sensational.
Dramatic, like
Some of them are probably just, they get it done.
yeah.
So there's
It's
never
easy.
anything. Should we call over there? Like,
Is your
Hi.
refrigerator running? And also, did your exorcism work?
Oh man.
do you have any problems with your pants at night? It's too much like Ghostbusters for it, right? Like in
I know.
a firehouse,
Yeah.
the ghost is like,
Oozing.
and
It's a lot like
Losing
it has
Slimer.
like wild hair like Dana.
Yeah. Oh, so apparently this worked and it got the spirits to move on into the light. So most of the spirits they got sucked off. Yes.
That's not what I was thinking actually, but I did appreciate the reference.
So most of the spirits move along, but that main spirit stuck around, and the two ladies said that his name was Leo.
Okay.
So apparently there's even an account in the fire station's logbook that's dated November 26, 1985 that says, "Exorcism at Station 4. All spooks except Leo gone."
How did they? What?
Yeah.
Okay. So there must have been another pants incident if they know that Leo's still around, or were the ladies just like, "Oh, but he's still here, so you should bring us back and pay us more money."
I don't know.
Probably.
Like how did they?
It's only effective if you do an exorcism every 6 months. So
Right.
give us a call and we'll come back.
Leo was just up
Subscribe.
there. I don't
You
like
can-
the light.
So
Yeah, you could pay for a package deal up front.
yeah. So there were a couple of other encounters in 1986.
Oh.
There was one in June when a captain was sleeping alone upstairs, and a firefighter. Well, he thought a firefighter came in, and the captain said that he was sorry, like for taking the guy's bed. And the guy says it's okay, and then he goes goes and does other stuff in the room, and then lays down in another bed. But the captain had a weird feeling, and he got up to look, and there was nobody there. And the guy that he thought that it was in Lompoc that night.
Whoa.
So, and then I guess that incident was also in the logbook. And then in September,
I love that they just started logging
writing down their encounters.
hauntings.
I know. So then in September, another firefighter sat a book on a chair next to the bed and turned out the light. But then later woke up and the light was on and the chair was on the other side of the room. I don't know. That one's not that exciting. But the other firefighters
Yes, it is.
the other firefighters swore up and down that it wasn't them.
Yeah,
and,
if
it wasn't
it's a
a
ghost,
prank.
it's exciting.
Yeah. So anyhow, after the exorcism, it seems that the firefighters were just pretty down with Leo. And in the news press article, Benton said, "I always wonder if he climbs on the truck with us when we go out. I always look across at that other jump seat every time." And then Appleton said, "I always wait that extra second before I pull out, just in case he's slow getting his boots on."
Was that like an excuse
he's-
if they got there late? Oh, sorry, we were waiting
We're
for the
waiting
ghost.
for our ghost. Yeah. So, so you might want to know, who was Leo? And I don't have an answer for you. But the news press article mentioned that he might have been a firefighter. But, if he was there right when the place opened, I don't know. It's just the whole theory of haunting questions. Did he come from
Well,
another place?
Yeah, because I know what I'm gonna do when I die is more marketing. Like,
Right.
why would you?
Yeah. So then there was also
Maybe he was someone who died who always wanted to be a firefighter.
oh, maybe. Or was he someone
an
who had
arsonist.
died in a fire, but then you're just going to go follow the firemen back to the fire station? I don't know.
You guys are the worst.
Why
You're
didn't
not
you
even
say
good at this.
I
So-
will spend the rest of my death moving your books around.
Yeah. So then on the Firefighters Association website, there is mention that the station was built on the site of an old hanging tree and that Leo was hung there.
Wait, the
excuse
first
me.
location or the second location?
Well, I think the second. Yes.
The term is hanged.
What did I say?
Hung.
Oh.
I'm sorry that I am this person.
That's okay.
Okay. So I've heard a couple, like when we started this podcast, I bought like some of those, Ghosts of Santa Barbara County, and like, they do talk about a hanging tree. So
there's a couple, I've seen a couple reference too.
Yeah, I tried to find out some more info, and the only one I could find in Santa Barbara was on the 400 block of De La Guerra Street. So
they should put that in the brochures.
But in
one hanging tree,
right? So that website cartas.typepad.
Oh yeah.
That person said that the one on De La Guerra was a 200-year-old oak tree known as the horse thief tree, and that tree was haunted. So maybe that's another episode. I don't know about the horse thief tree.
Huh.
But anyhow, regardless of Leo's origin, it seems like he's still there. And on that Facebook post last month, it said, there are recent encounters of someone in the station, then gone, standing over crew members in the middle of the night, someone grabbing their legs while sleeping.
Okay, so I have this very strong conviction with my approach to this podcast that I don't want to do homework. Or like have to talk to other people besides just us. Like if I can't passively get the information, I don't want anything to do with it. However, like maybe we could see if we can go
check out the fire station.
Maybe.
We might know some people.
Yeah, let's ask around. Because what I have always regretted was that time we were at Fire Station 1 for a meeting, and there was that one fire department employee, and I am certain he would have let us slide down that pole if we kept pushing for it.
Right.
And we were just like, that pole looks cool. Is it fun to slide down or whatever? And he was like, yeah, it's great and whatever. And then I just like lost the courage to be like,
yeah, we were there recently.
How can we get you to let us pretend to be Ghostbusters and slide down that pole?
And they said that like that's the only one left.
Yeah, the one at Fire Station 1 is the only one left.
What?
Like the poles aren't a thing anymore.
Now just go down the stairs.
No. Now they're putting in slides.
Oh, that's awesome. That's all right with me. I mean, that seems better.
Yeah, agree. That seems less like I'm less likely to sprain my ankle at the bottom.
Seriously.
I still want to slide down that pole. Okay. How do we make that happen also? Maybe we could make some friends at Fire Station 4 and be like, hey, how can we get you to let us slide down the pole?
I thought we wanted to go there to see if there was a ghost, to see if Leo was still there.
No, because we do, but there isn't a pole there, right?
I don't think so.
But there's a ghost potentially.
So I'm just saying, like, they all know each other. Not the ghosts, but the fire guys. So like, right? If we make some friends at Fire Station 4, I bet they have a friend at Fire Station 1.
Maybe.
Do you want me to start trying to make friends at the fire station across the street from my in-laws? So then
which one is that?
Get an in to 4 and then get it into 1.
Yeah, but how are you just gonna go over there? Hi.
Should I crash my car? Maybe I can start a fire.
No. I was gonna say take him some cookies or something.
Gosh. I was literally just thinking, what words are you going to say to them when you go over there?
Hi.
Do you guys like cookies also? Is there a ghost at Fire Station 4?
That would work.
Can we go right now?
Look, if the Firefighters Association was posting about it last month, I think they're okay to talk about it.
Could you reply to that post? I'm going to reply to that post.
Do it. Okay.
All right.
You don't have to right now, though.
Yeah, I do.
Anyways, that's my story for today. And I hope you enjoyed it.
It was excellent. Okay. So I have some questions about Leo.
Okay.
And the name Leo?
What about
Is
it?
it short
I don't know.
for Leonardo? Leonard?
I don't know. What was the description of him? He had wild hair.
Well, I don't know if the one with bushy hair, like, was that him or was that one of these other spirits that he called there? Yeah, I don't know.
Leo has the party house.
We've been summoned by Leo, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Party at the firehouse.
He is so much fun. Gosh. Okay, so, but it seems like the firefighters were not, until they recognized that something off had happened to them, it didn't, like, traumatize them or anything. It was fine. It
No,
wasn't
it
like they
doesn't
were
sound like
scared.
it.
It was just like, there's somebody else in here,
Yeah.
and now they're not in here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the pole versus slide situation at Fire Station 4?
I don't know.
It must have originally had
Maybe it's one story.
No, it's not, because the ghost encounters were upstairs.
Oh, well, maybe they have stairs. They
And
said something.
yeah.
They
Maybe
also
the
said at Fire
stairs.
Station 1 that the stairs are that there's a sign that says the stairs are one way and that you have to take the pole down.
Oh, that's right.
But they said
That makes sense.
they said they break the rules and walk down the stairs sometimes.
Why would you?
Why would you admit
Why
that,
would
Jen? They're going
you?
to get in trouble.
No,
Cut
but
this
why
out.
wouldn't you just do the fun option? Like,
I don't know.
I mean, I can cartwheel to my car, and that would be more fun. But I don't want to do
I
that
know.
all the
I
time.
would definitely hurt myself at least like once every like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it sounds really hard on my joints to slide down a pole every time I want to go downstairs.
oh, I don't think so. I would absolutely do it every time.
If there was like a ball pit at the bottom, maybe.
Oh,
ball
boy.
pits are filthy, though.
Yeah. Horror.
But like, I
If
hear
it's
you,
like
like
a
a rubber
private-
floor or something.
If it's like a private ball pit, it's not like the one at Burger King where kids are peeing in
private
it.
ballpark. Ball pit. Reporting for duty. Jen needs to get downstairs.
Personal ball pit. I don't know.
Oh,
What's
gosh.
what's the term?
So it just has your secretions all over.
I wouldn't pee in my own ball pit.
I'm saying it's pee. Okay, so I'm so interested about the lack of poles.
Fire station poles.
This episode brought to you by autism. We need to make some friends at the fire station.
Yeah.
I need
but-
you guys to wrap this one up so I can tell you the things that I want to tell you off the record about this.
What?
Cut that out.
That's not fair to our public.
Oh,
How many fire stations are in Santa Barbara?
at least 4.
8. There are 7 frontline and 4
I was
reserve
gonna say
engines.
7.
How did you know?
No, there are 8. There are 7 engines.
Oh.
2 trucks, 1 squad. What?
There's got to be more than 7 engines.
I mean, that's just what Google
Well,
tells me.
I feel like there's at least 2 at every station.
But there's probably different names
They don't call-
for the
yeah,
trucks.
there's like the-
different types of trucks. Ladder trucks. I don't know. Fire trucks.
that
Me
thing
either.
with the extra seat in the back, the twofer.
The two for
That's got to be its official name. I feel like the moral of this whole episode is that they should really let us design fire stations.
They should just keep the poles and let us slide down the poles whenever we want to slide down the poles. And they should slide down the poles more.
I think we should really, just as a policy, have poles in every public facility.
I have long-term
Yeah.
plans to put a slide on the side of my house.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, okay, so I had bunk beds when I was little, but they weren't like stacked exactly on top of each other. It was like,
Was
Oh,
it
where
they
one
fit into
sticks
the
out?
corner
Uh-huh.
or whatever. And so there was a ladder up to the top one, and my mom showed me a picture of like some bunk beds that had a slide.
Oh, yeah.
And so my parents had some work done on the house that involved a carpenter, and she was like, I am going to ask him to build you a slide.
Wow.
And he was like, well, you can't with how it's like 90-degree orientation, because
staggered.
you'd have to only have the slide because there wasn't like enough room
Oh.
on the length of the top one. And I'm still sad. I'm still sad about it. And so when you build the slide on the side of your house, I would like to come and slide down the
Okay.
slide.
Hey.
You could get a bunk bed with a slide right now.
I don't
As a
want to.
grown-up.
I don't want to have a bunk bed. I would just forget that I had bunk beds and like just yeet myself out of it in the middle of the night.
Right. I want to like get out a piece of paper and like draw it. Like, no, you could have done this.
I'm
I
sure
know,
that it was
right?
probably possible.
Yes.
But this is the woman, however, who when I asked for like a special Barbie dream house for Christmas from Santa, instead of getting me the Barbie dream house, she made her hand shaky and she wrote a shaky letter from Santa Claus. Shaky because he's cold. That said that the Barbie dream house was not well made and I couldn't have it. And here's a coupon for a wooden dollhouse from a store in town.
Oh my gosh.
And then she hid or took the fake gift certificate and said I couldn't have the dollhouse unless I cleaned my room because it was definitely in there.
Oh.
And like And then she took me and we got a really crappy dollhouse.
Oh,
I mean, I still got a
my
dollhouse,
gosh.
so that's nice. But
Yeah.
like she,
I bet it didn't fit the Barbies because it wasn't designed for them.
it didn't. They couldn't even fit in the rooms.
Yeah.
It was probably
They had
designed
to
for those
sit.
smaller dolls. Yep.
Those stupid small dolls that their legs are made of string.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah, it's like string around a wire, like it's like wrapped. Anyway, so like I don't know, if you're a mom, and my mom was an older mom and she had raised 4 kids before, like so she knew how to be a mom, and like you'd think that she'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna tell my child about this thing that I'm going to ask for her until I know that it can be done.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe it was like a whole, I don't know why I went off on this. I just really want to slide down a pole at Fire Station 1. So if we have any
Firefighters
who are not finding me totally off-putting, reach out.
We'll also bring some sage.
No, we won't, because it's culturally horrible, isn't it? Like, you're not supposed to sage things.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, yeah, it's
Fine.
appropriative to indigenous cultures that utilize sage as a cleansing.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do it because it's like, you're supposed to do other stuff now.
I will say that
It's a sacred practice for certain Native American groups. That's why.
but
Okay.
sage is also a good it keeps bugs away. So I have some little sage packets that we keep in the trailer to toss in the campfire.
And if you're in Santa Barbara, plant some hummingbird sage. We love the natives.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This has been all the things in our brain.
Also,
with
don't
Liz
cook with
Summers
sage because it's
and-
gross.
It is gross. Also,
No, it's delicious.
I
Overruled. 2 to 3. I mean, 2 to 1.
And then I got voted off the podcast.
no,
Nope.
you're just not in charge of this stuff.
Just don't bring us
Because
any
I
snacks
cook
with
with
sage.
sage
Yeah.
and I say frontier.
Have I ever mentioned the person I dated? Not the magician who hypnotized me, but another one. Another
Another magician.
no,
Another person who
just
hypnotized you?
another person, and
Okay.
he told me with absolute, like, I have no doubt that he believed it, that he and his mother walked into their apartment one day and there was a poltergeist in there throwing stuff around, like a tornado all the way around, like all the pots and pans and everything. And I was sitting in his apartment in Los Angeles when he told me this, and I thought, like, get out, get away from him. This is not going to work.
Oh, no.
Go home now. So I went home the next morning, and then he totally believed that he and his mom saw ghosts regularly, including like that poltergeist activity. And that, he also told me this. It's almost a callback.
Was his name Leo?
It was
The
not
poltergeist or the guy?
the guy. His name was not Leo. He told me that you shouldn't burn sage, not because of the appropriative situation, but because it like alerts the big boss ghost to the fact that
The
like
final
that you're
final
like
boss?
that you're like
That you're like scared or
or ready.
kind of, and that like you're tampering with some stuff, and they're like, maybe it's a way in, or he was not an expert on this kind of thing, and I think it was more like a psychotic break situation. But
are you off put by me telling you about my ghost encounter?
no, I believe yours. But I just don't believe that he just saw
Like stuff
all
flying
the
around
pots
the room.
and pans like in its own little tornado. Like,
Yeah.
I
I didn't
don't
see
get that.
I'm not having a psychotic break.
No, I know you're not. There were other tells with this person, including we went to his parents' house for the weekend one time, and his parents just stared at me constantly, like, "Are you okay? What are you doing? What are you doing with our son?
Oh, really?
Who believes some weird stuff? Like,
Oh my gosh.
we don't think he's okay. Are you okay?" Like, that's the vibe I got from
Whoa.
it much later.
they weren't like under their breath, run.
No, but it was like as close as you could get to that without actually saying words.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
And then it sort of tipped halfway through the weekend into them thinking better of him because I was with him. And I was like, oh, I don't like this role.
Oh no.
I don't want to
Whatever.
legitimize your son for you.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, but it wasn't. It was his father and stepmother. So it wasn't the mom that had seen the...
Oh, okay.
Oh, you couldn't have her confirm his story.
Interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't have believed it either way.
But would you have asked?
Because I always think I'm right. Yeah, I would have. Probably.
Oh, boy.
Maybe they had a really strong ceiling fan.
I know, right? It's just my microburst.
Pots and pans were...
That would be believable, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay. So,
One time, I don't even know, Liz, your episodes,
they're so fun.
I don't know why I'm going to tell you this. My brain thinks it's related.
It probably
One
is.
time my mom was boiling eggs and she walked away to come tell us something or do something else in the way that as a woman you do and forgot about the eggs. And then when she went back in, they had exploded and they were all over the ceiling.
Oh. And one way to cleanse, like if someone has...
Your kitchen of eggs?
No. To cleanse you of like if someone's put a spell on you or a curse or something, supposedly it's like to just like rub an egg on you.
What?
So, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I mean, okay, I don't know if it works, but that is something that people say does work. It's a thing. And so maybe like what your mom was doing was her
Cleansing the
ADHD
kitchen.
was protecting you from some spells.
Is
And
it
the
a
eggs
raw
were just
egg?
like, we can't take it. And they exploded.
Maybe.
A raw egg?
I mean, shush. Yeah.
No, I'm...
Does it have to be a chicken egg?
Because here's
Can it
my
be any
brain.
egg?
Then what do you do with the egg? Do you throw it
What
away?
other kind
Yeah,
Do you
of
put
egg
it back
would
in
you
your
like?
fridge and cook it and eat it? Like, what do you do with
Does
the
the
egg?
egg take on the...
Okay, hang on. I'm going to look it up.
Now we're going to look it up. I think I was just like, because that was like a time in my life I could imagine like walking into a room and being like, oh my God.
It's a poltergeist.
Yeah. Why is that? One time, related, one time after school, I was going to make like popcorn or taquitos, probably more likely, frozen taquitos. And I put oil on in a pan to heat up. And then I went upstairs and started watching TV and forgot about it. And I came back like an hour later and the whole kitchen was covered in black smoke.
Oh my gosh.
And being a young teen, I was probably like 13 or something. I like cleaned as much of it as I could. And then I was like, oh yeah, no, this is totally good. No one's going to know what happened. And my mom came home and like opened a cabinet. And it was just like black everywhere. And like the ceiling was just like everything. Yeah.
So I also set some taquitos on fire after school. Probably around the same time because we got a toaster oven, which we hadn't had before. And so I just was making frozen taquitos in the toaster oven. And I remember watching them and then they just burst into flames. And then I just stood there for a little bit and then I went, this is beyond my ability to handle. And I ran to the back of the house and I was like, Mother,
the taquitos are on fire.
I did. That my friend Devin still says.
I feel like if we were one of those videos, we'd be like, we're Gen X. Of course we ate frozen taquitos after school.
My mom was home though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, so the egg cleanse
That was
thing.
like when Costco was first a thing, and so everybody
everybody had those taquitos.
giant boxes of Jose del Olay or whatever.
Yeah.
I like to dip them in soy sauce.
Whoa.
Ooh, what?
Yeah. Try it.
That's like gender bending, but culture bending.
It's legit. I was like, what do they call that? Fusion.
Yeah, there you go. It's the Asian fusion taquitos.
So although I did find egg cleansing, how to remove curses with an egg, a pin on Pinterest about it. Remove curses from yourself by passing an egg over your body with this method known as egg cleansing.
Okay.
And then there's more, but it doesn't say what to do with the egg, so I'm just gonna
I feel like this is key information that I need.
I need to know if like a robin egg would work, or does it have to be a chicken
What about
egg?
a Cadbury egg?
There you go. Cadbury egg. Can it be
Uncooked egg.
scrambled?
No, uncooked.
Uncooked egg. Okay.
Does
Does it have to be fertilized?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Where are you going to get a fertilized? Oh, okay.
Steal it from
Trader
our
Joe's, I think, has them.
Really?
fertilized eggs?
Yeah, some places have them.
Wouldn't they
Whole Foods
eventually
probably has them.
hatch?
Well, no, they're refrigerated and dead. They're not being like
That's
incubated.
terrible.
I mean, it's not any worse than meat. Like, it's probably better. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the advantage of it. I know you can buy them though.
Interesting.
I don't know what you do with it. If I find out, I'll bring it up later.
I super want to know.
Perhaps right after I figure out a way to mention Dan Aykroyd in a future episode.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Tune
That's
in
so interesting.
next week for the egg episode.
We didn't do, oh.
No,
okay.
just kidding.
Okay, so do we have a question for the Magic 8 Ball?
I mean, what
Is
do you
the
do with
Fire
the
Station
egg?
400?
Oh, wait, that's not a
No,
yes
it's
or no question.
If something is a fact that you can look up if you have better Googling skills than I do, then like I don't feel like it's appropriate for the egg ball. Do we want to see if like Leo is still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. Magic 8 Ball.
Can we go down the slide? No, just kidding.
But
Sorry.
that's something that we'll find the answer to.
I was joking.
Yeah, I'm really bad with literal jokes like that. Okay, so is Leo or is any ghost
Okay.
or entity still haunting the City of Santa Barbara Fire Department Station 4?
Yeah.
Ask again later.
Nah, boo.
We'll have to ask in our follow-up egg episode.
Could you remember it? Because I'm not going to remember. Can you keep it as a callback in your head?
Yes.
Or wait, it's later now. Can I just ask again?
Yeah, I think yes.
Do it again.
Repeat. I hate this thing so much because you turn it and the triangle stays in the same position like a chicken head. What?
I think it's designed that way on purpose, I think.
Like a chicken head? I think that's called kinetic proprioception, by the way. My reply is no.
Oh,
But then what?
poor Leo.
Oh, that's so funny.
But okay, so if Leo or any ghosts potentially moved from Liz is crying. Moved from like the De La Vina fire station floor. Look, you look really sad. It doesn't look like cry laughing. I'm trying to look up this chicken head thing, and it just what comes up is just chicken head meaning. Chicken head drawing.
What is the meaning of a chicken head?
Chicken head song.
Oh gosh.
Chicken head knobs. Okay, chicken head kinetic.
What's happening?
You can
Is that
get
like
the,
how a cat will always land on its feet, but
No.
the opposite?
no. Well, I mean,
That's just a weird thing about animals. Is this?
Well, you know
this
how if
week's
you-
episode is called "Weird Things About Animals."
you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you
Okay.
mean.
I don't.
Oh,
what
okay.
you
So if
mean.
you hold a chicken,
The funniest, weirdest
imagine I have a
things
small chicken in my hand,
relate
Okay.
to this.
and if I go like this with the chicken, I'm moving my hand around a little bit, like
Yeah.
up and down and side to side. Then its head will stay at the same place, and it'll just like, move its neck around so that its neck gets longer as you like. It's weird. We can't do it.
If only today's episode were on video.
It's a gyroscopic effect. Yeah, I did the chicken neck thing. It's called something though. I looked it up recently and it was really good. That's a little. That is what I do. Kinetics of the skull in the chicken. What?
This episode brought to you by Google.
This chicken's motionless head will have you scratching your head. What? Oh, chicken head stabilization.
The social media post for this episode is gonna be like, join Liz, Jen, and Summers as we Google a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
I feel like it's helpful.
Love it.
What is it called? What is it called? I'll bring it back around for a future.
Okay.
If you know what it's called when chickens' heads stay in the same spot in space when you move their bodies around, could you come to what is our podcast called? Ghoul's Guide to SB.com, or you can find links to our social media and come and comment at us. That would be great.
We'll post a story asking,
What's this called?
what's it called?
Yeah.
I have a friend with chickens. Maybe I can
Oh.
get her to do a video.
Yes. Do it.
Arcelia, if you're listening, I need you to take a video of your chicken head.
You could probably just text her.
No, this is definitely faster.
All right. I think that's it for today. That was really interesting, and I'm so excited for how we're definitely going to be allowed to slide down.
Oh, I can't wait to
fireman's
slide down the
pole.
pole.
They just better put like a really big soft mat at the bottom so
Yeah.
I don't hurt
No,
myself
I'm
too
definitely
You
not.
have feet. You'll be fine.
I'm a faller.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
there's no
apparently
way.
I
There's
sprained
no
my
way I
ankles.
would actually do that.
We can bring some cushions
Okay.
for you.
I have
Sounds
weak
good.
ankles.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think you're supposed to like hook your arm around the
I know,
pole.
but there's no way I'm gonna
Yes.
like not go faster
A
than I ought
firefighter
to.
told us that,
Okay. Okay.
like, because you have to jump out to it, and one of the guys was saying that he like bruised his leg.
Oh, jumping to grab
'cause
it.
He like launched
It's also
himself.
like it's
Yeah.
like bigger around than the pole
Also-
at the playground.
Yeah. Also, imagine like jumping up out of you're asleep,
Yeah.
and then you have to jump up and then slide down a pole.
Yeah,
That sounds terrible to me.
it does.
I mean, then run into a burning building also is not high on my list, but
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
To the Ghoul's Guide to Santa Barbara.
See you next time.
Bye.
hi, Mom.
Thanks for listening to the Ghoul's Guide to Santa Barbara. Like and subscribe on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Ghoul's Guide to SB.
Our website is ghoulsguidetosb.com. Got a spooky story or know of a haunted or paranormal location in Santa Barbara? Send it to us at ghoulsguidetosb@gmail.com.